handle animals. They must have licenses while they hunt animals. Guide. Mr. Kabuzi, I like this name. Mr. Kabuzi needs some dash on how to rear the Mubende goats. Yes, this Mr. Kabuzi is a good farmer who likes to have someone should guide him. Someone should show him what to do and what not to do. If you want to keep the Mubende goats, make sure you do this. Give them a lot of water. Don't give them a lot of spear grass. Maybe give them a lot of water in the morning, but not in the evening. He needs to be given some guidance. So Mr. Kabuzi needs some dash on how to rear, how to take care of the Mubende goats. Needs some guidance. Don't say guidelines. Some guidance. Okay, Mr. Kabuzi needs some guidance on how to rear the Mubende goats. So in your free time, make sure you go through each of these questions and think about others. But as you set questions, make sure you don't set my questions. These are mine and yours. These are ours, but make sure you create your own. Activity C, speaking, listening, and writing. So as you discuss this in your groups, you'll have to do some speaking. As you speak, others will be listening. And after listening and speaking, you do some writing. In your discussion groups, I'm happy you do have them, set questions like the ones above and answer them correctly. Yes, be people who are ready to set your own questions. Set the questions of your own and then make sure you answer them with your friends. And after that, take them to the teacher to mark. I'll be waiting for those who are very close to me to bring that work to me, and then I mark it. Yes, let's go for break, but make sure you meet me there. Then after break, we shall continue. Let's meet. It is one of my duties to welcome you back to the E-Learning Teachers Project, and that duty is my responsibility. Yes, just like we have rights, responsibilities, and freedom, I also have my responsibilities. Of course, don't step on my head and say, do you have any rights? I have my rights. Just like any other human being has rights and responsibilities plus freedom. Now, of course, we can't forget to talk about animals having needs and freedom. Yes, and we need to remember that the last straw breaks the horse back. So you should be able to handle whoever you handle. You should be able to handle whichever animal you handle, because overworking him as a dog, overworking him as a camel, overworking him as a donkey, as a horse, overworking a child means you are violating the rights. You are not giving the animal enough freedom. You're not giving the child enough freedom as we looked at children's rights and responsibilities. Now we're looking at animals. And I'd like to thank everybody who is following us on the E-Learning Teachers Project Uganda Limited, because we are here for you. All the social media platforms are there for you to follow, and the YouTube is there. You have TikTok, you have WhatsApp, name it. Make sure you follow us on those communication lines that are indicated on the screen. The communication lines in terms of phone contacts are there. If you need to have some information given to you, information relayed to you, connected to you, make sure you call in. Somebody, very important person, is ready to answer and explain everything to you. Okay, we have to remember, not to forget, that there are people who have been appreciating our work. When you are appreciated, you feel encouraged. And when you are encouraged, you are surrounded by encouragement. Yes, and you keep on doing the best. Because we always know that if we do our best, God will do the rest that we shall have failed to do. Yes, children who follow us from different parts of Uganda, different neighbors of Uganda are appreciated, as well as their parents. And I'm still teacher Baroli Adeli Enoch with English language. Yes, before we went out for break, children out there, we were handling Words as used in sentences, words as verbs changed into nouns, words as adjectives changed into nouns. And after going through that, I remember asking you, requesting you, and on a serious note, requesting you to meet with a few friends in your group and set questions like those ones that had been set by me for you to eat. And of course, we ate them as a piece of cake. I remember us discussing them, and we enjoyed ourselves so much, a lot. We enjoyed ourselves so much. We enjoyed ourselves a lot. We enjoyed ourselves immensely. Here we are with abbreviations. We want to look at abbreviations and acronyms. If you have a short form of a word, if you have a word that has been made short, that has been shortened, a word that has been made brief, then we call that an abbreviation. I remember when we were young, we used to see people carrying briefcases. I also carried a briefcase for something like 6 years. I carried a briefcase, and whenever I used to see that briefcase, I used to see it was brief. It was not detailed. It was brief. It was small because I used to put there some clothes, maybe a shirt or two, and then I'd put there a pair of trousers or two. Then I'd put my toothpaste and toothbrush and a few other things, plus some pens, pencils, and other stationery. Stationery, remember, are what we call writing materials, some paper, some notebooks, etc., etc. And I'd make sure that I put a Bible in there so that I could get some time to read about God who created us. That was a briefcase. Not a case for you to put in a lot of clothes, 3 coats, 2 jackets. No, that would be a handbag. This one was a briefcase. Not even a case, a big case. But this is a briefcase, brief, short. And then as we grew up, we used to see some short people, and we used to say, oh, Mr. So-and-so, I don't want to mention names. Mr. So-and-so is a brief man because he was short and small. Brief. But it's not good to call people brief people, meaning they are not big, they are not tall enough. Yes, they would say that one is brief. So if you make something brief, you make it short, that means you have abbreviated it. So a word that has been made short is called an abbreviation. So that short form of a word, one word, or a short form of a number of words used together is called an abbreviation. And then, as if that's not enough, children out there, I'd like to remind you that in an abbreviation, in abbreviations, the commonest punctuation mark is the full stop. Sometimes the full stop is referred to as, is known as a dot. You may write the word doctor, and if you want to make it short, you write doctor with a dot. However, I don't believe in that because that dot is supposed to show that something is missing. A letter or a number of letters are missing. Anyhow, sometimes these abbreviations are written using dots, but at times they are written without dots. Those are abbreviations. One word that is shortened, or a number of words, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words that have been made short, that one is an abbreviation. They have been made brief, short. They have been shortened. So if you are told, write the short form of, it may be an abbreviation. But also, if someone says, write the short form of this, it may be an acronym. Yes. An acronym is a brother to an abbreviation because both have been made short. But an acronym is some kind of a word. When you read it, it sounds as if it's a word. It sounds like a word. Who? 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 We are not asking who is here, but who? The World Health Organization. Who? So who sounds like a word. So we call it an acronym. You know, United Nations Organization. You know. Okay. AIDS. AIDS sounds like a word, AIDS. So we call that one an acronym. But now HIV, that one is an abbreviation. Rod, capital RD, is an abbreviation of the word rod. ST for saint, even street, is an abbreviation. So we are going to look at abbreviations and acronyms. And having looked at that, let us always remember that when we get time, we should be able to practice writing the abbreviations in full, writing the acronyms in full, and using the full stops or the dots where they belong, where they are supposed to be used, and not using them where they are not supposed to be. Here we go. Abbreviations and acronyms. Acronyms. Names means names. Name, a name. Acronyms that are related to animal welfare. Yes, we are looking at acronyms, which, comma, when mentioned, comma, will remind us that we are talking about animals. And we are talking about animals and their well-being. How can take care of animals? Which organizations are concerned with taking care of animals? So these are acronyms and abbreviations that are related, that are connected to animal welfare, that are concerned with animal welfare. Welfare means well-being. We talked about it some time back. Abbreviations are short forms of words. You've already said this. Short forms of words. Street. Loam Street in Kampala. Madubai Street with ST, that's a street. Kampala Road with Kampala capital K, because it's the name of a place. Then road, in brief, capital RD, Kampala Road. Nile Avenue, AVE, Avenue, capital AVE, Nile, capital NILE, then Avenue, AVE, Nile Avenue, and so on and so forth. So abbreviations are short forms of words. Sometimes means at times, sometimes, not many times, seldom, at times, once in a while, sometimes, once in a while. Abbreviations are of single words. Single words. Sometimes they are of single words, like we said, road, Kampala Road, avenue, AVE for avenue, DR for doctor. Yes, I've seen teacher, capital TR, a name of a person, as part of a title of a name of a teacher. You can, for example, write Teacher Baroli Aderi Enoch. You write my name and I feel happy with capital